We're heading to Spider Lake. My camera was broke, so I had to use an older camera. Make sure I get some video and pictures. We'll continue to head up there. It's about a 5-mile trek. I could have went there yesterday, but I had to get back to camp, get cooking dinner, and the sun goes behind the mountains quite quickly. This trail's a little overgrown, but I see Loon Lake to the left. Just seen a frog. There's lots of frogs around here. I heard them last night. It's a very woodsy trail. It's not too bad though. Spider Lake's really nice looking. We'll head to Spider Lake. I'll keep this short and sweet. You can just see what the woods look like. A lot of older trees, 200-300 years old, and a lot of brush. You can see Loon Lake over here. This is the Rubicon Hiking Trail. Of course, I hiked yesterday the road, and I thought that was pretty awesome. Got to see Jeeps off-road. Talked to plenty of off-roaders. This is strictly for walking, not driving. We'll be to Spider Lake in 4 miles. And very overgrown in this part of the trail. Spider Lake, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, hiking in the woods. Doing the best he can. Spider-Man! Spider-Man, squatching in the woods. Spider-Man, flying at Sasquatch. Putting him in his web. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I'm just messing around. Pretty cool place. I just seen Jared's doppelganger. He went straight ahead, and his doppelganger went to the right, and I followed his doppelganger to the right, and all of a sudden he just vanished. It was the weirdest thing. Weirdest thing. But it does happen. It was just... never seen anything like that in my life. Now we're in the Rock Ape playground, all the giant rocks. We're almost at Spider Lake. I've just been doing tiny little clips because I don't have a lot of battery life left and my other camera broke, so I gotta conserve for other locations we're doing today for the pictures that we're taking. No, that's Loon Lake up here. Yeah, I'm positive. The lake's between this canyon. Because I stood up on Devil's Peak and looked at it from up there. We're close to it. We just got to go down and then it goes to the lake, near the lake, and then it cuts right. But we're at a high spot because there's a ridge up here and there's a bunch of volcanic domes, and that's where we're at. That's a volcanic dome. And we're just like meandering around the domes. Trail's very overgrown too. And now we're on the other side of Devil's Peak. Devil's Peak overshadows this trail as well, but we're at a much higher elevation because we're level with about a quarter of it to halfway up almost. There's Devil's Peak. Climbed that boss yesterday. That peak's a boss. One of the best climbs I've ever done. Even seen Bigfoot up there, the big old boy. almost paradise. I'm wrong, it is paradise. Little creek meandering. You have Ellis Creek out here on Girl Creek. There's a few, the Rubicon River, all its tributaries. A lot of different creeks and rivers which lead to all the little lakes. And then the forestry dams, not the forestry, but a lot of the power companies dam them off, create hydroelectric power. Of course, when there's no drought, it's easier to create electricity than with the water trickling. See Devil's Peak, huh?
They must bury him. Someone squished his ring.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Somebody maybe stepped on him?
Yeah.
Look how steep that is when you're in the front of it. Jared, this leads to the Rubicon. Well, this is a Rubicon Hiking Trail. This leads to the Rubicon Road.
Oh, no.
And then it goes up to the lake. We were almost there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh!
Jared, come on, man. Let's go.
I want a giant piece.
Loon Lake. Yeah. That's Loon Lake.
This is?
Another 2 miles will be at Spider Lake. Saying goodbye to the El Dorado National Forest. Largest lakes known as Loon Lake. The heart of Sasquatch country. I just climbed from all the way. Oh, there you are, Jared. Just climbed all the way down here because I almost forgot to show you guys there's a tunnel down here. So I'm like, well, I'll rock scramble, I'll climb, and I'll get pictures of this tunnel. It's the outflow for the river that pours into Loon Lake. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Woo! Middle Earth Expedition. Pretty cool. I've been on top and I've been under it. Doesn't get any better than that. One wrong step, it's over. I just climbed down from the tunnel. Climbing back up. Holy shit. It's like straight up. Rocks are slippery and wet too. Like I said, one wrong step, it's over. Loon Lake, where the outflow is, that's the tunnel below. Just want to show you it. We're at Spider Lake. We just climbed down in this glacier basin. There's some glacial overlooks or shelves. The guy was telling me about it. It's like you could sit up on a shelf and look at the lake, but it's like I want to stand on the lake shore. This is not a pond. This is a pretty good sized lake. And the thing about this lake is there's really no trail that goes by it. Once you pass by through the woods, you'll see a patch of blue, and then you have to hike down in the woods. It's very important when you come down here that you look for the lake on your left side when you're hiking on in. But this is pretty nice, and it's a good place to check for tracks. Like I said, all the shoreline's hard to get to. It's inaccessible, so yeah. This is a lake, this is not a pond. My girlfriend's like, this is a pond, I'm not going. It's not a pond. Yeah. Oh. That's weird. Wow.
private property, so.
Look at all the little coves.
So should we camp out there?
I wish. This is nice.
Like hang out out there.
Wow, this is a primitive shoreline. Look at the granite rocks that are high up along it. There's a lot of mud. I'm gonna check for some tracks over there.
Are we gonna be hanging out over there?
For a few minutes, yeah. We're gonna have something to eat. Hey, look, there's a little tower lookout. Did you see that? Do you see the tower?
Oh, I'm not sure where that. We were back.
It's very primitive. Hiking down here is a good idea. And if I find any tracks or anything that's out of the ordinary, there's about 2 or 3 other lakes near here that we can go to. So I will end up hiking back out here eventually sometime. It may not be for a while, but we will work with this area again. The Crystal Basin's full of secrets, and you can't just enter this area easily. There's no trails to it. You kind of gotta scoot off the trail, hike down on glacier shelves, through brush, over rocks, and scramble to get down to the lake. But the possibility of tracks being here is quite high, and when you really look at it all, and when you really think about it, lakes like these are gems for finding Bigfoot. They're offbeat, it's in the wilderness, there's really no trails nearby, something could stand here for an hour and nobody's going to see it. So I definitely wanted to go to this lake. I don't have time to go to any other lakes right now. There's 2 to 3 more lakes near here, but we just don't have time. We've done so much this weekend and seen so many places, and we're still not done today. So it's kind of hard because you assume that you can do 2-3 hikes in one day, and then you get caught up in your research spending a few hours at one place looking for tracks, and then you forget about time or that you have other places that you need to check out. That's why you need to come back multiple times to certain Bigfoot locations so that you can do as much as you possibly can. It's very marshy over here. Spider Lake. Very nice. Raining at Spider Lake. Hopefully the rain breaks, right?
Well,
Rain up here is rare, considering the drought they've had. Go 30 days without rain here, and all of a sudden I'm out here on the lake and it starts to rain. Maybe it was that rain dance I did yesterday. I don't know. You think?
damn rain dance.
Damn rain dance. See, there is a break and the cloud's coming up. We just got to let it pass. Feels good to a degree. Nice base. Jared built this. You know, when you start building bases and little makeshift shelters, that's when you get indicted into the Bushwhackers Hall of Fame. You're bushwhacking. It's like, I don't need a tent, I'll just build a shelter. That's too funny. It's starting to slow down a little. I think it'll stop. That's okay, because I needed to cool off and I needed a shower, right? After climbing Devil's Peak and coming back from the peak soaking wet. Yeah, I need a shower. This is the best shower you can get. It's natural and it's pure and you can smell the rain. I love it. Yeah, that's a nice peak. May have to come back next time and do that peak. Next time I camp up here. Love the Crystal Basin. Love it. You had like an 8 skipper, yeah.
Oh, wait.
I don't think this sport is for you.
What happened to your secret
What happened to your mojo?
process? Oh wow, that one went over that log. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skipped right over the log. What happened to your 8 skipper? No more 8 skippers you got in you?
That
Oh!
one like change direction.
What'd you say?
This one's for you.
For me?
Yeah. Oh, that one was no good.
Spider Lake. Oh. Oh, you dive bombed. Last time I was trying to film you, and the camera wasn't on when you got that really awesome skip. I was like, ugh. But see why they call it Spider Lake? Because on the one side there's like 5, 6. They look like spider arms. They're little coves and inlets. There's some over there too, further down on the lake. But they're mainly on the west side of the lake. Or actually,
that one peak right in front of us.
Actually, they're on the north side. This peak.
The one right in front of us. The one that's got the trees on the top, but like is dirt. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I don't know. That looks like a volcanic dome. You see, or a vent. See how it's shaped? Like it's all built up on the sides, and then, I mean, of course there's trees. All volcanoes around here have trees growing on them. Yeah, I can see the trees on top of that. I'll have to look up whatever peak that is, because I don't know. There's a lot of peaks around the Crystal Basin. Awesome. Now he's on a roll.
Oh yeah, I got a good idea. Oh, 3 skips.
3 is better than none, but 8's like your record today. Do you hear that? That's peace and quiet. It's great to be a Sasquatch. We're leaving. We're leaving Spider Lake. You didn't scare me. I knew you were there. I could hear you breathing. Alright, man, you ready to head out?
Yeah.
Alright, son. Peace out, everybody. We're going to go to a few other areas and wrap up the day. Someday, Jared, when someone comes to this lake and they see this shelter, they're going to be like Sasquatch was here. Because they're not cryptozoologists. It's like, this thing's like 1,200 pounds and like 6 feet wide at the chest. What's it supposed to do? Just hide its head in there? Yeah, I see that. That's a squatch log. Alright, we're out of here. Devil's Peak from Spider Lake. I'm gonna miss this place. Feels like home here. Very cozy, not a lot of people. Haven't seen really anybody. Met a couple who was kayaking. Took the Rubicon Trail and kayaked over. Check out this peak. He told me to climb this peak straight ahead. He said you can view Rockbound, Buck Island, Spider, and Loon Lake from the top of that summit, which is still it's a pretty good predecessor compared to Devil's Peak. It's not as tall. It's the same type of geological formation, volcanic domes and vents.
Where's that lake on the other side of it?
To the left, Buck Island Lake, and then Rockbound.
Right here.
Oh, no, show me it, because I didn't see what you're talking about. It's supposed to be another hidden lake. Maybe it's Mud Lake. There's a couple places called Hidden Lake. It's like 5, 6 hidden lakes on the map. I thought you came from there, not here. Oh, right there? There it is. I see it.
Maybe we came up here.
That little thing. Maybe that's the stream. Yeah. No, we came out over here, and then there's the trail, but if there's a lake, you went further down first, remember? Find Bigfoot, find Bigfoot. This is finding Bigfoot. It's a real deal here. All this brush cut through you like butter, it takes balls to go through that. Balls. It's what real men do. They climb mountains. Real men climb mountains. Look at those signs. It says no trespassing right there. Jeez. Come on, it's El Dorado National Forest. Near the Desolation Wilderness. It's supposed to be free game. Squatch. I see a squatch. Look at that. That's a squatch. How you gonna get out of there, man? There's a bunch of plant life. And he's gone. Alright, son, be careful. Jared sees a marmot. That's what I forgot to tell everybody. Marmots, they're these cute little furry groundhog-like creatures. And they almost, I mean, they look like you could give them a hug. They're present in this area. There's a hidden pond also. They have a bunch of these in the Desolation Wilderness, or ponds. Great for catching frogs, a lot of butterflies, deer drink here, even maybe Bigfoot. I'm looking right now, I do not see any tracks. It's worth a gander. You always have to look for tracks. That's what Sasquatching's about, my good people. We're going to head off to this historic trail and then to the overlooks. Then we're going to head out of here. We got about 5 miles of hiking. We're already 5 in. We got to go 5 out. Yesterday we went 7 in. We had to go 7 out. So we've hiked over 20-something miles in 24 hours. Pretty crazy, huh? Wow. Oh, that's right. Jared and I crossed. The creek or whatever. Cool. Nice little view. This is the creek. There's logs across it, no water flowing here, and then this is stagnant water. It's not even flowing. This is the creek that flows out from the lake. There's 2 or 3. There's also a convergence between the river and some tributary. I bet you that's pretty up in the woods. I'm going to have to come back here and do some more camping and hiking. Definitely. It's not just a job, it's an adventure. Somebody marked the rocks to come down here. That's a good idea. You can't see the lake unless you're up close. But it's a large lake. I'd come up here again. This place is awesome. It's like a Lord Rick playground with a Sasquatch spin. I didn't find no tracks along some of the lake. Of course, most of the shore is inaccessible unless you got a kayak. Wow. It's pretty country. Trail's just right up there, right? Yeah. We got to cut through here and then cut right. See how there's a little trail up there by rocks on each side? Right there. It's the probably safest way, huh? Heading down the road less traveled home. This is actually the Rubicon Hiking Trail. Do not get it confused with the Rubicon Jeep Trail where they have races. Just left Spider Lake. It's been raining. We're going to come back and do some of the other lakes around here. Just couldn't fit them in today. We're also going to go to a historic trail and a vista point and wrap up the investigation. I'm sorry about the camera problems. My zoom on my other camera was sticking and then the camera broke. And this camera here is very old, but we still use it because it's a good camera. It's just an older model. But at least I still went through. No matter what camera I used, I still went out here to check for tracks. This is Lord Rick. Check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. Devil's Peak. And then you see this volcanic vent or cone to the left. Between those 2 mountains is a massive river. It's not flowing as much due to drought, but at the end of it is a reservoir and it continues on. Millions of years of the river flowing has caused the canyon to have 500 to 800 foot cliffs. I couldn't see the bottom. And if you continue from Loon Lake, there's actually a tunnel that comes out. Well, I showed you guys the tunnel earlier. That tunnel, you could not see the other side. It was pitch black. And that leads out to this canyon and river. It's a couple miles underground. It's subterranean type of stuff. It's awesome. I'd love to do it sometime. We stood on top of there, and if you look at that patch of woods near the ridge, that's where we had our Bigfoot sighting. It's a great investigation. Even had seen my son's doppelganger, which was pretty creepy. Seen him walk down a trail, opposite direction, go around the corner, disappear, and then he comes about 400 feet from the other side of the trail, and he's like, are you guys coming? It was pretty freaky. It does happen though. City of Rocks. It's a rock ape world here. This is Sasquatch jungle. I'll see you on the other side. Wait, that sounded wrong. I'll see you at the Crystal Basin overlooks. Big Hill, it's called. You guys are gonna love it. A waterfall, you mean? How do you figure? Where does it go?
Down from here.
Oh yeah, look. The algae.
Washes on down.
They're not flowing, only in the spring, probably. It's trickling. Yeah.
Did that get you up?
No, I should put my, hold on. I'm gonna put my bandana on.
Oh, you see how dirty it is? Watch.
This is a creek that flows into Loon Lake. It's very quiet, serene. This massive ravine would be something that a Bigfoot-like creature would traverse. Only simply because it doesn't leave tracks along the rocks. It's steep and easy for something that's 10 feet tall and pure muscle to climb up into the... You could climb up into the ravine and out into some canyon that humans really cannot access. So you can understand why something like this would hide out here. Use the canyons to remain elusive. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We found a fresh snake egg. It's soft. One was hatched and another one's about to hatch. And it's above Loon Lake.
It's heavy.
It's very heavy. There is a snake in there curled up. Surrounded by, we have Devil's Peak. I forgot the name of this one, I'm sorry. And then you have this volcanic dome. And in between is a massive canyon where the river flows. And another summit. A lot of cliffs, and then you have the snake egg right down here. This is Mother Nature. This is the kind of thing you'll see if you are meticulous and you pay attention. As you can see, even being a Bigfoot hunter or Bigfoot investigator or a cryptozoologist, you have to notice little things like that. That's what makes you a good cryptozoologist, is knowing. Because if you're aware of nature, you'll also be aware of how to find and track Bigfoot. Which we know how. We've been doing this a long time, and it's not a gift. It's just hard work and learning as you go. Some nice backcountry in here. I mean, you could look one way, see 5-6 peaks. Look another way, see Loon Lake. Then to your left, you got volcanic rock, but they're glacier shelves carved out by glaciers, and then the path's overgrown, and you have some trees that were here, like I was telling Tammy, before the Civil War. Some of these trees are 250 years old, and they're gigantic, but it's nice because these trees, once we get back to the woods, lots of shade, lots of nice shade. So I like this trail. I'd take it again. I'd go to the other two lakes next time. I think we might. Eventually, next year maybe, go to the other two lakes. That's all we'll do, just go to the lakes and look for tracks. I'll take your brother, so he can see some of the lakes back here. Enjoy the view, everyone. We're about to head into the El Dorado National Forest. So this is the last of the view. We're coming back from Spider Lake, and I'm putting all the videos together, and we're using an old camera because once again mine has broke on an expedition. It's what always happens, we break our gear. So if you want to donate cameras and everything else, that's fine. Otherwise I'm going to be sending it back into the shop and getting a new one. However, what I'm trying to say is that when you're a paranormal investigator, if your equipment's not broke, you're not using it enough, and you're not doing a thorough investigation. Now if you fall and bang it around a little, and you got a good warranty, then fine, you know. I have a warranty, they just don't fix it. So I always have to send it back for tune-ups. Anyhow, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and thanks for watching our film, supporting us no matter what camera we use. We're glad to have you watch, and I hope that you've enjoyed this expedition up in the Crystal Basin in California of the El Dorado National Forest. This is Rubicon country. Enjoy it, because it certainly is majestic, and it's one of the most beautiful areas of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Nice lava dome while hiking back to the south end of Loon Lake through the El Dorado National Forest. Instead of under the dome, we're going over the dome. This is all part of our Spider Lake expedition or hike. I do videos. The reason why is now, we used to not do them, but now I log my journeys so everybody can kind of follow what we do and see the scenic beauty and the nature and trails, and kind of learn the area if they decide they want to come up here and hike around with their friends or family. Each rock is the size of a house, you know. And it looks like they're just hanging by a thread. Look at that, I'm standing almost directly under that. Jeez. That's pretty cool. That's Mother Nature for you. It's full of wonders out here in the Sierras. You can spend a whole lifetime and still not see everything. Spend about 100 lifetimes and still not see it all. It's just another sight that I witnessed, or bear witness to, hiking. Rocks overhanging the trail, bigger than a house. Jeez. I'm hiking at Girl Creek, spelled G-E-R-L-E, also well known Bigfoot area of the Crystal Basin. Check this out though, man. Beautiful. I'm by myself, my family's really tired. This one I'm gonna have to do alone. This is a very historic place where there was Native American villages, the Madu, the Washoe, and the Miwoks. I could picture living in a bark shelter. Every morning you wake up, you go fishing, you have fresh scenery. The simple things, the simple things. Man, if I had time, I'd fish down in there. It's deep. Trout country it is. If I find anything, I'll let everyone know. Girl Creek. The sun's setting, but this area is well renowned for its Bigfoot lore and UFOs. And I really hope that someday we can come back here and do more extensive work. We've already covered a couple quadrants, including the Devil's Peak area. Just came back from Girl Creek and Reservoir. There's a lot of bats. You have the Union Reservoir, the Ice House Reservoir, multiple lakes, ponds, bodies of water. The Crystal Basin is very amazing. Like I said, there's a lot of Bigfoot lore, UFO sightings, and other strange happenings in this area. It's very remote. It's a part of the Sierras that could be a national park, as beautiful as it is. And this is called Big Hill. Right before you pull on out to get out of this region, which is west of Lake Tahoe, you pull out on the highway about 7 miles from here, and you go up this hill for 6 miles, mountaintop. You see there's a ranger station, a helipad. But right before you take the highway, you just take the 6-mile trek along these cliffs. It's a Big Hill Vista Point. It's the El Dorado National Forest. It's getting dark because this is the Crystal Basin that you're looking at. The sun doesn't really reach down in here, so anything could be roaming down in these primitive areas. Some areas humans haven't been in hundreds of years. The natives had villages down in the basin along the creeks and the rivers. It's beautiful country. This is just a taste of things to come. We did Loon Lake, Spider Lake, multiple ponds, creeks, searching for tracks. We camped here for a couple days. and we conquered Devil's Peak. But there's 100 more peaks to conquer. There's many more lakes to visit, and we will come back. We're going to finalize this expedition by letting everybody know our website, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. We'll be posting plenty of pictures, video, history of the region, and any other paranormal evidence that we find, including our logs and our diary of this expedition and our finds. I did see Bigfoot on this trek. It was very quick, about a 3-4 second time window. I also broke my camera. Like I say, if you don't have mud on your body and your equipment's not broke, you're not doing enough in this field. So everything comes with a sacrifice in this line of work. But we're out of here. I'm standing on top of the Crystal Basin. There's Pyramid Peak, Devil's Peak, just to name a few. And they're both very challenging places, remote, with probable cause for Bigfoot and Sasquatch activity in the region, more than anywhere else in the country. Just want to say peace, and we appreciate you watching our videos. When you go to our site, go to the main page, check out the investigation archives, and you can see about 1,100 paranormal cases. We're a para-adventure group, so not everything's paranormal. Although today I did see a ghost in the woods, and that was a little freaky because it looked like my son and it just vanished. A doppelganger. Some of the natives around here believe in certain spirits that will lure you into the wilderness